You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Dagnan. Acting Secretary for the Department of Health, Allison Beam, announced that the Commonwealth's mask order will be lifted by June 28th. Our Philip Kaufman has the details.
The Department of Health has reviewed the data, discussed, and determined.
We have determined that the Commonwealth's mask order can safely be lifted on June 28th or when 70% of adults get their second dose, whichever comes first.
To date, 52.7% of the 18 and older population are fully vaccinated. According to the CDC, 97.7% of Pennsylvanians over 65 have received at least one dose of vaccine.
That puts the future in the hands of all Pennsylvanians. If you are 12 or older, we want you to get one of the 3 safe and effective vaccines that are readily available. If you have already received the vaccine, talk to your family, your friends, your neighbors, and encourage them to join you.
Once the statewide masking order is lifted, Pennsylvania will continue to follow the CDC guidance for wearing a mask where required by law, rule, and regulations, including local business and workplace guidance. The CDC requires individuals to wear masks on planes, buses, trains, and other forms of public transportation traveling into, within, or out of the United States, and in the U.S. transportation hubs such as airports and stations. In addition, all individuals should still follow guidance at workplaces, local businesses, long-term care facilities, hospitals, prisons, and homeless shelters.
I assure you that the Department of Health will continue making getting the vaccine as convenient as possible. We're making it widely available for supporting equitable and effective efforts to reach every Pennsylvanian who wants it.
All Pennsylvanians aged 12 and older are eligible to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine. Anyone can find vaccination locations near them using the vaccine.gov, also known as the Vaccine Finder.
We ask that Pennsylvanians continue to be kind and respectful to each other as we continue to fight COVID-19 in our communities.
And if you weren't aware, other mitigation measures will be lifted this coming Memorial Day.
I do want to remind everyone that mitigation orders, except masking, will be lifted at 12:01 a.m. Monday, May 31st. This decision was made and announced earlier this month in coordination with the COVID-19 Vaccine Joint Legislative Task Force. More details about those changes are provided on our website, health.pa.gov.
Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Philip Kaufman.
A Luzerne County man was arrested on Tuesday for allegedly threatening to shoot up a government office. According to police, 47-year-old Deathrace Gray of Freeland called WNEP-TV Tuesday morning and allegedly said that he was going to shoot up the office of Magisterial District Judge Daniel O'Donnell, then turn the gun on himself. Gray irate because he claimed he never received money that was awarded to him in a court case. O'Donnell's building in Butler Township had to be evacuated. Police caught up with Gray on North Hunter Highway around 4 that afternoon and took him into custody. He's charged with terroristic threats and was denied bail due to the seriousness of the charges. A New York man accused of killing another man pled guilty to third-degree murder on Wednesday. 31-year-old Tremaine Jamison shot and killed 29-year-old Devin Brown during an argument back on May 31st of 2017. He allegedly fired a round that took the life of Brown on Mark Drive at the Marion Township apartment complex in Hanover Township. Jamison fled the area and was captured by U.S. Marshals in Savannah, Georgia on June 28th of 2018. He accepted a plea deal to third-degree murder yesterday, and he'll be sentenced July 29th. The Pennsylvania SPCA was once again called to Columbia County, where dozens of animals were removed from a home. 19 dogs and puppies, along with 19 cats and kittens, were taken to Philadelphia on Tuesday after they were found living in unsanitary conditions at a home on Vine Street. There's no word at this time if any charges will be filed. The Luzerne County District Attorney is urging the public to be aware of a phone scam that's currently being perpetrated in both Pennsylvania and New Jersey. DA Sam Sangladolce advised that out-of-county individuals reported being contacted by scammers claiming to be from the Luzerne, Wyoming County Mental Health and Developmental Services. The message uses the actual names of officials and says that serious charges will be filed if the receiver of the call does not respond. Sangladolce assures the public that MHDS does not call to threaten legal consequences. Anyone who believes that they may have received a scam phone call is being asked to contact their local police department. Plans are moving right along for Luzerne County's new 911 system upgrade. Motorola Solutions Incorporated was awarded the contract for the over $20 million project that's expected to be operational by the end of the year. The upgrade will replace analog radios with digital ones that will be used by police, fire, and EMS agencies. School districts will also be getting mobile radios to communicate with 911 during an emergency. Microwave dishes and communication towers are being added to enhance service in rural or mountainous areas. The county borrowed over $19 million and received over $1 million in grants to fund the system upgrade. AAA Mid-Atlantic says travel is making a comeback. The association states that nearly 41,000 people in the Wilkes-Barre area alone plan to hit the open road during the Memorial Day holiday weekend. 94% of those traveling will do so by automobile. AAA also says car travel will reach historic highs as people opt for their personal vehicles rather than train or air travel. The progress in people being vaccinated and eased travel conditions are attributing to the increase of travel, as many are feeling more comfortable to get out and about this summer. But a note, if you are planning a road trip this weekend, the heaviest congestion and longest delays are expected on Friday and Monday afternoons. Wyln will be saluting those who've bravely served our country with special Memorial Day programming over the weekend. Starting this Sunday, May 30th, Wyln will be broadcasting specials with discussions ranging from the Holocaust, Pearl Harbor and Korean War to Vietnam, and a musical salute to service. Then, on Memorial Day, Monday, May 31st, we'll also be adding Normandy and World War II to the mix. Our special programming schedule will be running from 9:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. both days. So, join us this Memorial Day weekend as we honor our veterans right here on WYLN TV. Coming up on WYLN News, the unofficial start to the state park summer season and a recall on popcorn. Plus, what advice would a senior give to his freshman self? But first, let's take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Ezra. I'm 5 years old, and it's gonna rain out.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice,
everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. Who says you can't buy a pre-owned car? We have 2019 Trax, we have a Honda CR-V, we have a 2019 Dodge Journey, we've got another Trax, we've got GMCs, we've got a huge selection of pre-owned cars. We have them all the way down there, we have them all the way up there. You want used trucks? How about a 2019 Blacked Out Edition Silverado? Guys, if you're in the market for a car, we've got them all. Come on down to Blaze Alexander and see this huge selection of used cars at 508 Susquehanna Boulevard in Hazleton.
DCNR wants to ensure that all state park visitors have a safe and enjoyable experience over the Memorial Day weekend. As state parks and forests open for the unofficial start of the summer season, the governor will also be lifting COVID restrictions with the exception of mask wearing, which will also be lifted once 70% of Pennsylvanians 18 and older are fully vaccinated. DCNR wants Pennsylvanians to be mindful that they'll be expecting larger numbers this year and to try their best to avoid overcrowding on weekends. Fully vaccinated visitors can enjoy the outdoors without having to wear a mask or social distance. For the unvaccinated, which does include children, the universal face covering order will remain in effect. You can visit the DCNR's website for more information. Price Chopper and Market 32 have issued a voluntary recall on microwave popcorn. According to company officials, the products you now see on your screen were voluntarily recalled due to the presence of milk, which is not labeled on packaging. The company stated that there's no health risk for those who do not have a milk allergy. Customers who purchase the affected products from Price Chopper or Market 32 can return them for a full refund. You can visit glister-mary-lee.com or call 618-826-2361 for more information. Our WYLN sports crew is proud to present to you live local Little League baseball. Buy the peanuts and the Cracker Jacks for our live game of the week. Tonight, Maleth takes on Goulds in the Valley. Tune in tonight, 6 o'clock, for all the live local action right here on WYLN TV, your home for live sports. The game will also be rebroadcast Saturday at noon. WYLN's all-time OT hero, Marty Burns, has the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off-season across our viewing area. Crestwood senior Ryan Petrosky is on this week, so let's talk sports, and here's part 4.
When we went to Crestwood, no matter what the sport was, we saw a lot of Ryan Petrosky for 4 years. When you look back, the difference between Ryan the freshman to Ryan the senior?
Ryan the freshman, I'd probably tell him not to be so scared all the time and trust yourself. But even as a freshman, the first couple games were scary and whatnot, but I had a big game against Myers, I remember, and that from there on was kind of my coming out party, as Coach Allerton would tell me. So I gained confidence early, and Coach Allerton really did a good job with that, helping me gain confidence and telling me just play basketball and play the way I know how to play.
And I know we talked about 3 of your games in your senior campaign this year. Is there one game that you're most proud of that maybe we didn't mention through your career, and it doesn't even have to be your senior year?
I would say this year in basketball, we played Valley West, and we were down early. And it was after a couple back-to-back games, and we were tired, and we got down early, and they came out ready to play, and we didn't. And I kind of, in the one huddle, said, like, we're undefeated right now. We have a goal. We have a common goal. Everybody wants to do it. And from that game on, we went on a big run, and I ended up winning that game. And I had a nice game, so that was kind of a big game for me and a nice, like, confidence booster almost.
And I probably should have asked this a question before, but you had talked about Ryan the freshman, Ryan the senior. When Ryan the senior looks to now Ryan the freshman going to college, is that sort of what you're going to say? You know, don't be afraid to try things. Don't be afraid to be confident.
Yeah, because you should always trust yourself. And I trust my ability sometimes too much, and I think I could do too much. But I don't think that's a bad thing. And I know when I get there, I'm just going to play football, play the way I know how to play, and do things that I know how to do, and just be confident in my ability and trust myself.
Coming up on Cunningham's News Choice, we take a trip down to the Hillside SPCA in Community and You. Plus, Leading the Way, Part 4. Stay with us.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
With the weather getting warmer and nature starting to bloom, pet owners have to be cautious of those pesky fleas and ticks. Though some may think that they only thrive in the hotter months, pets should be treated year-round.
People don't think you have to treat them in the wintertime, but you do. Once a month, or you can get other ones that are, some of them are like every 3 months, or I forget how some of them work, but you don't realize what not treating them does. You know, they come in with Lyme disease, and if it's too far gone, sometimes you can't save the animal. It affects their organs, it makes them very sick, and it's just, if you test them and they're positive, it's medicine that can fix it. So it is a fixable disease if you catch it in time. So we always recommend always checking them for fleas, ticks, heartworm, Lyme disease, all that. Now we don't do the heartworm and Lyme testing here, but every time we do an adoption, we do recommend that they do that because we don't do it here.
Flea and tick bites can wreak havoc on an animal's system, and they may take some time to fully recover.
This is Bobo. She has a terrible flea allergy. She's missing a lot of her fur all over her legs. I mean, she was in pretty sad shape when she came in. She's also heartworm positive. She came from South Carolina, and her owner surrendered her and her 2 siblings, and they're all between 8 and 10 years old, which is very heartbreaking because that's all they knew. So we immediately had her to the vet, and she is now being treated for it because she was never treated for it. So it's going to take us that much longer to help her. So we can't emphasize enough to get the flea and tick treatment. It's to benefit the dog. It's going to save you a lot of money down the road because vet bills aren't cheap.
Holly talks about some of the signs and symptoms to look out for.
Like the Lyme disease, some may become fatigued. You notice a difference in their stamina. They're weaker, you could tell they're sick. And sometimes they'll start limping on one leg, and not that that's always going to be Lyme disease, but that is one of the signs that if you get a dog test and it's positive, you're going to see symptoms like that. And if they're treated and tested yearly like they should be, it won't get so far gone that you can't help the animal.
Heartworm is also a very serious condition. Dogs like Boba, who did contract the disease, must receive treatments and walk on a slow road to recovery.
Going through the treatment, it's a lot to be treated for heartworm, but she gets, short walks, and we just limit. She has to stay as calm as she can. Heartworm is a very serious condition. When people, I think, just think it's like another parasite, and it's not. Heartworm is, not that they're all not bad, but heartworm is very, very, she can't live without her heart, So the medicine that she's on now and will be receiving over the course of time will kill that, and hopefully she'll make a full recovery from it.
Next time, we'll be discussing the importance of microchipping and how it can bring a lost pet home quickly and safely.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander Mazda, Greater Hazleton. You want to get the most reliable car according to Consumer Reports? You want the largest selection in the area? Check out these new Mazdas. We have 2021 Mazda CX-5s. We have 2021 Mazda CX-30 all-wheel drives. Come on down to the better dealership to get the better car and the most reliable car in the market. You could come see us. They beat Toyota and Lexus. Come to 508 Susquehanna Boulevard in Hazleton. Check them out online at blazealexander.com.
Wyln going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. Krista Schneider is leading the way into part 4 of this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with Krista Schneider. So, we were talking about accomplishments a little bit. You were talking about the new art center. Mm-hmm. Could you talk a little bit about some other accomplishments that both for the Alliance that has accomplished and personally for yourself?
Sure.
And some challenges you faced in accomplishing those things?
Yeah, I'd say some other accomplishments that I think our organization and our partners are really proud of is the work that went into establishing the Penn State Hazleton Lunchbox, which is, it was an old 1930s, it was an old bingo hall, and very, very, very badly blighted, was looking to be torn down. We were able to save the building, raise grant money as well as private donations to help fund to at least the first floor of renovations, and work with the Penn State Hazleton to establish their entrepreneurship programs in that. And one of the other things that when we first started our organization, we did a survey, and we found that, so many people found downtown Hazleton unwelcoming. Like that was like one of the, unwelcoming, unsightly, unsafe, you name it. Like it's just, lacking green space, lacking places to sit. So we've been working towards all of those things. The new Welcome Center is at the front of the Lunchbox. We're just opening that now. We're really proud of that. The new park, new green space, it creates a more welcoming environment. Just having, more businesses. I think in terms of challenges, number one challenge has always been trying to bridge the divides of our community demographically and the language barriers that we face, and just cultural differences. And so we've been working really hard. We hired Furman Diaz, who is our Main Street program coordinator, who works part-time for us. And he's been fabulous in reaching out to the Hispanic community, being that bridge that we need, running programs, translating documents, you name it. He's, you know, and that has been the initiative of a lot of our partners too, in the work that we do with them, is really trying to figure out how can their programs, whether, you know, we support them, you know, in sweat equity or in fundraising that we do, how can they develop their programs in a way that really is very inclusive, and we're building for the future so that the young people, the next generation, really feel that Hazleton is an integrated and welcoming place.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, folks, check back tomorrow as Krista continues leading the way into our final segment of this week. Good night.
That's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or WYLNTV.com, where you can also find LVHN's real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.